afternoon, everyone. This is Tony from her Homestead Skills, and I wanted to do one last video before the Christmas holidays. Hopefully I'll be able to get a video or two in between Christmas and New Year's, but we'll see what happens there. We're headed for a lockdown here. Apparently on Boxing Day, which is December the 26th. All of Ontario will be in a lockdown. So no more thrift shop for a while, which will leave me hanging with something to do. I suspect I'll probably be doing more canning videos. We can always can some more products, and I know that my subscribers seem to enjoy the canning videos, so we can do a few of those and perhaps some cooking videos. And anyway, today I was out at the market and I picked up a bunch of herbs in packets, and I'm going to strip these and trim them and put them in water to create another one of these. So in this one I've got sage, lavender, and rosemary, and I've put them in water, and they will, hopefully some of them will root, and if they do, they'll be going in the garden next year. So this time I bought more rosemary. That one's probably one of the easiest ones to root. Some thyme, and of course everything that I strip from the bottom I'll save and dry and we'll use it. And then I found something called cinnamon basil. Never used it. Smells more like some sort of mint of some kind. So I'm going to see if I can revive this and plant it as well. This time of year when I can't get to a garden, this is my saving grace. It's the only thing I can do to keep my sanity if I can't garden. The other thing is I did stop into a Dollarama, and one that has not had any canning lids for at least 6 months, and woohoo! They had one little box. So I think what has happened is that Dollarama has definitely got a shipment, and they're the new packaging, and they have probably shipped a little bit to each of their locations. So this location that has not had stock, like I've been to a few Dollaramas, but this location has not had stock for at least 6 months on canning lids. And the positive end of all of this is they do have stock. It's limited. There was only a box of 24, but there are only 3 missing from the whole box of 24. And new packaging. And on the upside, there's still only $2 a package. Yay. So the price did not go up with the new packaging, which is something that I was a little concerned about. Although I did buy more than enough to last me for next year and maybe the year after that. So I'm good to go for a while. So anyway, I want to wish everyone a very happy and prosperous Christmas and New Year. I hope that you all have more than enough to eat and great company, and that everyone's happy and healthy. So I wish you all a Merry Christmas. Okay, so now I'm going to strip some of my herbs, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with them. Okay, so first the rosemary, which is always one of the easiest ones to deal with. And I found that doing this, when I purchased the ones that are wrapped in cellophane, perhaps it just keeps the moisture in, but they seem to have a better chance of rooting than the ones that don't. Now, I don't know if you could see what I just did there. Maybe I should change the angle. Yes, that's better. So what I did is I stripped quite a bit off the bottom of this stem, and I'm going to trim the very bottom, keep that separate, and because I do want to save this and dry it. and I'll put this in a jar. So we're going to do that with all of these, and if we're successful, we'll have lots of rosemary plants for the garden for next year. But yes, some of the ones that I have currently in this little bundle, one or two of them are starting to root already, so it's a good sign. So that one's broken at the bottom, but and the reason you strip them down is there's a number of reasons. One of them is that you don't want to overtax. Now that one broke altogether. So you don't want to overtax the plant itself. So you want as little growth on them as you can get. And that one's broken as well. So I'm going to take the tip off and just do that. And you also don't want any of the plant material in the water rotting, so because it will do that. So as you can see, I'm not shy of getting fresh rosemary for anything I may need. And that one can go in as well. Okay. They also make a nice little centerpiece for the table, but for me it's an issue of wanting green in my life. Okay, so there's my rosemary, and as you can see, there's more than enough fresh rosemary for whatever cooking I want to do. Thyme is a little more delicate because it is so tiny. See what we can do here. Well, yes, that works nicely. Once again, you just want to strip all the bottom leaves off. And I don't know that I'm even going to bother to trim the bottom ends off these. Some of them, this one's a little bit dry and thick, so I will. This will be awesome if I can get this to put out roots and then plant out. And you know what it would cost to have this many plants? Quite a bit. And unfortunately, the gardening center where I'd love to go has shut down. And the property seems to be where the land seems to be worth more, and we've had two of the closest garden centers to me have shut down, and it looks like they will probably be developing that land, unfortunately. So I have to just keep going further out, or try to find a way to get my own plants going, like this. But there is an amazing place where I can get just about any herb I want, and it is a herb garden center. And as I said, it's pretty amazing. You can get anything, just about anything. because they specialize strictly in herbs, and they ship everywhere, including the U.S. So, and that is even an amazing place for me to visit in the winter, but not now. We will be in lockdown, so there'll be no stopping by there at all, unfortunately. But it's an awesome place to get a breath of green during the cold, snowy winter months. Almost done here. I think I like this. Another use for the mason jars. We can always find plenty of uses for mason jars. Oh, wrong way. Certainly were a lot more plants in there than in the rosemary. Okay. Once again, plenty of leftover here. Okay. Now, this one is definitely unusual. And it does smell like some kind of mint. And you don't really need a lot of leaves, just a few at the top to allow this to grow. And you look at that. Okay. May trim this fellow back. So, what would you, yes, I'm quite happy with all of that. I like the smell of this. I don't know where I would use this for cooking, but it certainly is aromatic. And hopefully it will all perk up when it has some water. I expect it will. Okay, I want to thank everyone for having spent the year with me. It's been interesting. It's the first time I've done something like sharing. I'm a very private person mostly, so this is a bit unusual for me, doing videos. But it's been interesting and certainly kept me occupied, and I enjoyed meeting every one of you. I certainly hope that you'll stay with me next year and that we can do all kinds of interesting things together again. Anyway, once again, Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll see you on the next one.